It's April 29th, 2018, here at the Lafayette Place Campground, Lincoln, New Hampshire. Going to take on North and South Kinsman today, which you can see up there behind me, off in the clouds. What we're looking at here is roughly a 10-mile hike, 3,500 feet of elevation gain. Should take me around 6 hours to do. Hopefully the weather holds up. Got the snowshoes packed, ready for the snow that's still up there. Here we are, Lafayette Place Campground. We're going to make our way up about 1.5 miles in to Lonesome Lake and take a stop off at the AMC Lonesome Lake Hut. Make our way up the Fish and Jimmy Trail up to the Kinsman Ridge. And we're going to hit the North Peak, make our way down to the South Peak, and then retrace the steps. So right now conditions are wet. There's some snow here at the bottom. Snow is going to increase as we make our way up in elevation. Right now we're about 1.5 miles in, ascended roughly 900 feet of elevation, and we're reaching the end of the Lonesome Lake Trail. About to hit the junction with the Cascade Brook Trail. We'll see Lonesome Lake and the AMC Lonesome Lake Hut. You can see these trail signs are down by our feet. They should be about eye level. That means there's still several feet of snow. Even here where we're a few miles off of the mountain peaks, it's probably still a solid 5 feet up there. It's amazing this late in the season. Alright, so we've got 1.8 miles up to the Kinsman Ridge. May stop off at the Kinsman Pond tent site, pop on the snowshoes. I just put on my micro spikes. You don't realize it as you're walking, but this is actually a snow bridge. And you can look down in there and you can see there's actually several feet of snow here walking on top of. There's a full-on river raging underneath it. A lot of melting going on right now. Don't want that snow bridge to give out. Here we are at the Kinsman Pond, just off the trail by the Kinsman Pond shelter. You can see the pond here behind me. And just up above we have the Kinsman North Peak, and then just beyond another 9/10 of a mile, Kinsman South Peak. So we're making good progress here. Stop off for a couple minutes for a snack and then hit back on the trail. Right now we're up on the Appalachian Trail, hiking along the Kinsman Ridge, approaching North Kinsman. You can see a little bit of the Franconia range behind me, peeking out of the clouds. Overall, a pretty cloudy day, but the rain for now is subsided somewhat, still sprinkling a bit, but not coming down quite as steady as it was an hour and a half ago. So hopefully that will hold out for us. I got pretty wet in the first couple hours of hiking. I had to stop and take off my base layer and swap on my mid layer. Luckily I'm warming back up right now, but sure is cold with the rain and chilly spring temps up here. We're here at the North Peak. You can see some breaks in the clouds actually, which is nice. Franconia range visible behind me across Route 93. A lot of low-lying fog and cloud cover down in Franconia Notch. Making our way across to the South Peak. You can see the clouds just rolling in. Looks like our visibility might be cut by the time we make our way over there in a mile. You can see there's a lot of storm damage in this section of the trail between the North and South Peaks. Making our way between some downed trees. Still several feet of snow up here on the ridge. It's going to take quite a while to thaw this out. Looks like there'll be snow straight through the month of May at this rate. There's the first of two summit markers on South Kinsman. You can see the rain is just transitioning over to a wet, slushy snow. Let's make our way to the second marker. On our way up to the second summit marker for the South Peak, you can see the top up there. And now we're approaching the second summit marker here in South Kinsman. It's this big stone chair. That's going to feel pretty nice taking a seat after we're just about 6 miles in. Here in South Kinsman Peak, you can see here we're completely clouded in. Otherwise, this would have been an absolute spectacular 360 view. So like I said, 5.9 miles in, 3.5 hours so far, 3,200 feet of elevation gain. We've got a few hundred feet of elevation to go back to the North Peak, and then from there, it's all downhill. Here's one final look, Kinsman South Peak. As you can see, the rain is turning back to snow again. Up here at the summit, it's been back and forth between snow and rain. All right, time to say goodbye to the summit. Got just under a mile back to the North Peak. Here we are back at the North Peak. We were fortunate earlier to have the conditions we did, having some partial views of the Franconia range. As you can see, it's all clouded in. That wall of clouds we saw making its way across from the west as we approach the South Peak is completely clouded in the whole area. Snow is coming down pretty steadily now. It's a nice change from the rain. All downhill from here. As you can see, the snow is rapidly melting. Look at that snow bridge. That's what I gotta go on top of. Here we are back at Lonesome Lake, just past the AMC Lonesome Lake Hut. See Cannon Mountain looming in the distance. The Franconia Range still out of sight in the clouds. 1.5 miles to go.